Man, what's going on TikTok? How y'all doing? Hope y'all having a wonderful day. But check this out. Man, I noticed something with this deportation thing. I just couldn't figure it out. I said it in my video, but I just never thought about it. These people keep saying we're going to get deported, we're going to get deported, we're going to get deported. They projecting because we the only people that didn't immigrate here. We didn't migrate here. We not refugees to come over here. We not in the immigration system. We didn't have to pledge allegiance and denounce another country just to live here. We didn't do none of that. We not anchor babies. Our parents didn't come over here, didn't had us here. None of that. But they have. They have. And they hate that. They jealous of that. They jealous of that. Because number one, they thought they were going to be our replacement. They were working on it. I ain't gonna lie, they were working real hard to be our replacement. Then number two, they came over here to colonize us. But when they found out that Trump made it a way where we are emancipated people, we are children of slaves, we can't be deported. They hate that and that bothers them. That jealousy and envy bothers them because they already come over here with jealousy. They already come over here with envy. But now they see we can't go nowhere. Now they want us to be scared with them. They want us to be scared of if we see an unmarked car drive past our house. They want our heart to be beating fast. You know what I mean? When we go to restaurants and we see ICE come take somebody, they want us to be scared with them.
Hello, family. Let's talk about this hilarious moment in American history. You know, the very same folks who marched to the polls with the MAGA hats are now shouting, "Take our country back." Because they are furious and shocked that Black Americans can't be deported. How do they say such a thing? How do you even dare think like that? How do you dare imagine that Black Americans can't be deported? These guys have not read history. You know, these guys have not read history. The irony is that they are the same people who supported this government. They voted this government in. Now, Black Americans are the descendants of the very people who built the wealth of America. And imagining that Black Americans can be deported is like a dream, you know? Sometimes some dreams don't come true. And white folks are now realizing real fast that their political choice didn't come with the fantasy, they were sold. Meanwhile, black folks are on the sidelines, sipping their tea like, we told you not to vote this guy. You thought that you're going to punish us, but instead, you're now punishing yourself. We used to these struggles. We've been here like 400 years ago. So when we told you not to do that, listen to us. But because you failed to listen to us, please bear the consequences. So guys, let's watch some clips here, then come back and have a talk as far as this topic is concerned. And of course, if you love our areas of discussion, please drop us a comment in the comment section and let's see how many people are saying that we should continue with our conversation. Please subscribe, like and share.
Man, what's going on TikTok? How y'all doing? Hope y'all having a wonderful day. But check this out. Man, I noticed something with this deportation thing. I just couldn't figure it out. I said it in my video, but I just never thought about it. These people keep saying we're going to get deported, we're going to get deported, we're going to get deported. They projecting because we the only people that didn't immigrate here. We didn't migrate here. We not refugees to come over here. We not in the immigration system. We didn't have to pledge allegiance and denounce another country just to live here. We didn't do none of that. We not anchor babies. Our parents didn't come over here, didn't had us here. None of that. But they have. They have. And they hate that. They jealous of that. They jealous of that. Because number one, they thought they were going to be our replacement. They were working on it. I ain't gonna lie, they were working real hard to be our replacement. Then number two, they came over here to colonize us. But when they found out that Trump made it a way where we are emancipated people, we are children of slaves, we can't be deported. They hate that and that bothers them. That jealousy and envy bothers them because they already come over here with jealousy. They already come over here with envy. But now They see we can't go nowhere. Now they want us to be scared with them. They want us to be scared of if we see an unmarked car drive past our house. They want our heart to be beating fast. You know what I mean? When we go to restaurants and we see ICE come take somebody, they want us to be scared with them. And we just out here popping fans, you know what I'm saying? Where them fans at? We just popping fans, having fun, enjoying life, talking, trying to get our money right, trying to see what's going to happen in the future. We ain't even thinking about ICE. We're not even thinking about being deported like they is. They want us to be scared like them. They want us to be worried like them. You get what I'm saying? That, and I'm like, damn, bro, like they really are jealous of us. Not just the Africans and Caribbeans, the Mexicans are jealous of us. Because they mad because they not part of the 14th Amendment. They not. There's a lot of white people not part of the 14th Amendment either. They jealous of that, bro. We can trace our family to the 1700s. Some people can go far back than that. And they don't like it. And they jealous of it. And they hate it. I know it burns them up. Like all the contempt, all the anti-blackness they say about us, the rhetoric, the stereotypes, all that stuff they spew. And that one thing they can't get is the citizenship like we have. We emancipated people and they hate that. Oh, they hate that. That burns them up. That's why they doing these scare tactics on us. That's why they doing all these things, because they want us to be fearful, just like them, of being deported.
This should be a crime.
Our Republicans just voted, every single one of them, to allow Donald Trump to deport U.S. citizens.
That is a sitting United States congressman lying to your face, because that's not possible, because there is no law you could pass that would allow you to deport U.S. citizens. There's nothing Congress could do. There's nothing the House could do. There's nothing the Senate could do. There's nothing the president could do that would allow you to be deported as a U.S. citizen. Because our rights as a citizen are guaranteed by the Constitution. So, to be able to deport U.S. citizens, you would need to have a constitutional convention. You'd need 2/3 of fucking everyone to be able to make that happen. It's not something that can be done through a law. It's not something that can be done through just a regular old vote. Members of Congress should not be allowed to lie to the American people. We need to pass a law that says that Congress people, when speaking before Congress, to the American people, or to the American media, are under oath anytime they do that, and can be prosecuted for lying to the media, to Congress, or to the American people. How is this not a law already?
Good morning, guys. I was sitting here looking at the news outsources, and there's no source on black people specifically being deported. So for people to come online and lie and fearmonger to the black community is ridiculous, and this installs fear to where people act out a certain way. That was not black people they were detaining, period. The misinformation around it, the trends that are being created around ICE doing their job, no. At what point are you guys going to stop taking everything to social media? If you guys really care for those people, rally in a small community. Don't go online spreading lies and trying to create trends off of that. I mean, fear-mongering, that's all you guys know how to do. Democrats, you got to stop.
Racist Latino community coming for Black Americans. Now we have other people in the diaspora talking about, but black people are being deported too. What about us? We're not trying to be divisive, but I'm also remembering how many of y'all were sitting back saying that we were lazy, that we had no culture, we didn't know where we came from, and claiming things that are actually in our culture as your own. And I'm still not over the fact that a lot of y'all feel like Juneteenth, y'all should be celebrated too. So for y'all to sit in the comments and then co-sign on with that community that's being racist towards black people, Black Americans, especially talking about, I'm so upset that the black people are saying that they're not a part of this fight. It's all of us, because some of us are getting deported too. too. Babes, we're Black American. Remember the same demographic that y'all said that we always want to be the main character and that we're so xenophobic because whenever we sit back and defend ourselves against people saying shit about us, we're those people. So please stop making Black Americans feel like they have to be fucking patriotic. Leave us the fuck alone. Remember, all the rest of y'all thought that y'all were the better imports. We were the old imports. We were here before America was America. Okay? And that is not a call for the pretendians. So, yeah. Leave us out of the whole conversation. If y'all want to team up because y'all can't stand Black Americans, then team the fuck up. But the law is the law because there's the civil law. And then there's also the criminal law. And some of them have broken the civil and the criminal. And for the Latinos, when I say, but we did Black Lives Matter, number one, you saying that is very racist because that's negating that Afro-Latinos exist. So let's start there. And then on top of that, Black Lives Matter was about under the law. Things were not being done under the law. Under the law. The deportation is happening because that is the law. We, the Black people, the Black community, we were not getting justice served. Killing people on the street is not a part of the rules of the land, baby. The rules of the land, just like any other country, you have to have a visa or citizenship to stay here for years. For years. So comparing it and saying that y'all fought with a student in Black Lives Matter, number one, the numbers weren't numbering. Okay. And number two, that's negating the fact that y'all have Black people in your community. So it still goes back to you being racist. Because we were fighting for things that were actually due to us called due process. Maybe if you learned the rules of the land, you would know what due process means. And that's exactly what Black Lives Matter was fighting for us to actually have due process if somebody broke the law or if they didn't break the law and they were unjustly killed by the police. You being deported because you don't have proper documentation is just. What's not clicking?
You know why Black Americans can't be deported? Because they're not from Africa. They're not African Americans. We are not African Americans. We're not. We can't be deported. This is our land. I mean, think about it. You do have Haitians that are being deported as we speak. You do have Jamaicans that are being deported as we speak. But they don't identify as Black. They identify as Haitians. They identify as Jamaicans. They identify as Africans. Okay? So, yes, people with the same skin tone, yes, the same skin tone are being deported. But that's because they are not here from America legally. You get it now? You get it now? We are Americans. They literally erased our entire identity. They reclassified the indigenous people that were already on this land. That's why we can't be deported. Where are we gonna go to? Where can we go?
Not true. Trump has already done this. Please look it up. Show me a Black American, emancipated Negro, a slave descendant that's mother and father is from this land, and he has great-great-grandparents that were slaves on this land that's being deported. See, you might be talking about that Jamaican dude or something like that. You talking about the Jamaican that was deported because of his father. His father was Jamaican and his mother was Kenyan. Now, let me read to why he was not able to get citizenship because of his father. Let me read it to you. His father did not meet the physical presence requirement of the statute in the force of the time of Thomas's birth. That's a Jamaican. Okay? So his daddy didn't meet the requirements anyway for his son to be granted citizenship. even though even though the son was born in Germany on a military base. His family does not have any lineage to this land. That's what I'm talking about. People that have lineage to this land. That's all that's important to me right now. Okay? So let's be truthful. Show me an emancipated Negro on this land that has been deported. A Black American, not a person with an immigrant background, not a family that migrated here, not no refugees that's come over here that's Black. I'm talking about a Black American Negro. Until you show me that, we are not being deported. And one more thing. The dude that they deported, he had domestic violence charges and other felony charges anyway. So why we need him for anyway for beating on women? Why would he need to be here for anyway? Ship him on.
Hey, grand rising to my people, folks. Do not feed into the other races that look like us saying that all so-called blacks are being deported, folks. There is no evidence out right now that any Black Americans have been deported. But what is happening is aggressive immigration enforcement that's targeting non-citizen Black immigrants. And there is many cases where U.S. citizens, which is us, has been wrongfully detained. Now I looked up where Black Americans being deported, even though I already know we can't, because this planet cannot thrive without us, especially this country. Yeah, now let's get to it. Under U.S. law, Black American citizens cannot be deported. However, Black immigrants are deported at disproportionately high rates compared to other immigrant groups, largely due to systematic issues at the intersection of criminal justice and immigration enforcement. Come on, folks. So we need to quit spreading all this misinformation about our people and trying to include us in all y'all shit, folks. So yeah, there you have it. Black Americans are descendants of indigenous and enslaved people. Yes, there were people that looked like me already here, dark. And there were people that came here from Africa. Not everybody is from Africa. Our culture is American culture, folks. Quit trying to add us into all y'all bullshit, folks. Just because y'all seen a couple little things go on the news with us being arrested and detained wrongfully, you know what I'm saying? And saying we're getting deported. Show me a source of us getting deported without it being a confusion and us being sent back. Show me.
She said African Americans community, not Black American community. Two different communities. Is it crack? Like, what is it? You trying to play with me? You trying to play in my face right now? First of all, Black Americans were coined African American. It was popularized in 1988 by Jesse Jackson. We've been renamed and reclassified in this country a few times, sometimes even without our consent. We know exactly who she was talking about when she said African American. She was talking about Black Americans that were here before the inception of this country. If she mentioned can't be deported, who's she talking about? If you're an African, you can be deported. I'm not an African. I am a United States of America citizen. So what group of Black people can't be deported? Caribbeans could be deported back to their countries. Black Brits could be deported. Africans could be deported to their countries back over on the continent. Let's not play stupid. Like, don't be dense. Like, y'all are really trying it. This is why we have to stop calling ourselves African American. Because now all of a sudden y'all really trying to destiny swap and co-opt our lived experience. She also said people that have experience with civil rights movements. Who did that? Black Americans. And that's why you're able to migrate over here right now and walk around freely, because of Black Americans. The ones that were born here, the ones who have a long lineage here. Not first gen, not second gen, not even third gen. I'm talking about the ones that were here before this country was established. Stop fucking playing with me. Get out my comments. Y'all getting on my nerves. We gotta spread love is the Brooklyn way. Like, who? The African American community and the Black American community are two different. Shut up.
Being sober-minded also means use your common sense. Being sober-minded also helps you to not be attached to this world nor the worldly things. It is absolutely amazing to me how many people are actually believing that Black people are being deported out of America. Y'all, if people wanted Black folks out of here, we would have been out of here a long time ago. Use your common sense. If you have a birth certificate and a social security card, you are a legal citizen. Yeah.
Now, some white Americans actually believe that Trump could magically clean up the country. And they imagine the mass deportations, but now they're realizing a bitter truth, that black Americans are the real Americans. You know, you cannot deport the people whose ancestors built the railways, whose ancestors picked the cotton, whose ancestors created the music that you are enjoying, whose ancestors shaped the culture, whose ancestors fought in many wars and survived the very attack from the very people now panicking over them. You cannot deport them. Where will you take them? You cannot. It's like killing your own doctor. You know, it's like killing your personal doctor who knows you in and out. Black people, the black Americans knows America in and out because they drew the structure of America. They have got the architect of America. So you cannot kill the architect of your own house who understands it so well. So deporting black Americans is like deporting the architecture or killing your personal doctor. Now, the black political power is rising and the black Americans are owning their voice. They are controlling the narratives, they are dominating the culture, they are influencing elections and even demanding accountability. They can deport immigrants, they can target Latinos, they can create chaos at the borders. But they cannot touch the black citizens. They cannot touch the black citizenship. They cannot touch the black citizenship. Even Trump knows that. Trump knows that. Touching black Americans is like entering a lion's den. And therefore that reality is scaring some white folks or some folks who depended on the old racial hierarchy for comfort and for survival. You know, these guys voted for a man who only thrives on division. They voted for fear. They voted for intimidation and fantasy promises. And now they are shocked that the tough on minorities talk didn't include the black people. The anger you see is not that Trump lied. It is the reality that black Americans can't be pushed out of the country they built. They cannot be taken anywhere because they built America. They built that country and they can go nowhere. Black people are not bothered. They are watching the meltdown like, these guys thought that we can go anywhere. These guys thought that we can be deported. You know, after 400 years of slavery, segregation, lynching, mass incarceration, police mistreatment, redlining, and even economic segregation. These guys think a politician is going to erase the black people. After all that, despite all that, black Americans are still rising. They're still thriving, and they're still shaping the culture. And this realization, you know, is hitting them hard. Hitting these guys really serious. The problem is that white Americans don't want to admit the truth. They don't want to admit the truth. They don't want to admit that the country is changing. With or without Trump, the country is changing. And that the black Americans' cultural power is unmatched. Their political influence, especially in swing states, is growing also. And the more black Americans rise, the louder the panic becomes. Now, their own monster has now turned on them. They grew into racism, they fed into racism, they empowered a man who weaponizes fear only. And now that the political energy is spiraling out of control, hurting the same people who supported it. You know, you cannot build your politics on hate and then be surprised when it backfires on you. At the end of the day, you know, the meltdown we are seeing is poetic justice. Because the same people who weaponized immigration rhetorics are now discovering that black Americans are untouchable. The descendants of enslaved Africans are not just citizens. They are the backbone. They are the heartbeat. They are the soul of America. And Trump can deport others, but he cannot deport the history. Because deporting black Americans is like deporting the history. He cannot deport the culture. He cannot deport the legacy. How? How can that happen? And he definitely cannot even deport the black Americans. So, while they are furious and worried, black folks are just watching karma unfolding because they voted for this government that they thought will treat them nicely. So guys, if you love our areas of discussion, please subscribe, like the video, share. I'm very sorry for the noise in the background, guys. I'm recording outside the estate and therefore, you know, schools are closed. So automatically there must be noise in the environment because the kids playing all over. So guys, see you again in my next video.